What is good, guys? Welcome to another trade breakdown video. Today is Monday. Yeah, market just opened. I mean, not market just opened, but the week just started. We already made 44 fucking $1,000. So I'm gonna exactly break down how I made this $44,000. I made 22,000 on my Alpha Futures account, and then I made 22,000 on my Top Step singular live account. Right, Alpha Futures is 3 accounts, so 7,000 to 431 and 54 cents to be exact. But yeah, so let me just change my hat because it's kind of annoying me. They ain't sponsoring me, so I'm not why I'm showing that. But let me just straight on get to the charts, right? So these were a factor of different trades. Okay, so here we are on the Alpha Fix Project X. You guys can see multiple entries. I took a fat loss on Friday. Actually, let me show you guys something. So this account, I've been trading for 3 weeks now. Obviously, this account is a bit older. I made 30K last month with this account. This account I didn't because I had another funder, but I breached that because the balance was different. But anyway, if you look at this account, I'm still up $10,000 for the month, but my consistency is at $14,000. So here my payout was Wednesday, right? So here I had only $2,500 left. Took a loss, took a loss again, took a loss again, took a loss again. Now it says a lot of trades, but if you guys trade with Project X, you can see it looks size 1111, 5111. So like every time you add to a position, it looks like a new trade. Or even when you press on one contract and you want to actually do 10, but you want to see how much your stop loss value goes up, it sees it at different trades. So if you add 8 times one contract, it will be 8 trades, right? For confusion, I will just clarify that. Now I need to make another $7,000. My balance will be $181,000 on this account, and then 169 on the other. I can request max payout. That will be next week Wednesday, because last Wednesday or last Tuesday, I don't really remember, was my payout day, but I skipped it because my consistency was not met, right? So that is kind of the story of this account. But yeah, we're slowly bringing it back. I'm happy. We still have to make $7,000. We still have a week, so it should be doable. So let me just get right into the trades. We took only one trade on this account, and on Top Step I took another one because I took also gold buys on Top Step, right? Actually, I didn't. My bad. I didn't. I just did a consistency days. But then in the morning, I don't know. I was like, fucking it. So I'm gonna show you guys these trades. First of all, we're starting off with gold. Now, market open, Asia open. You guys can see instantly we were flying, right? This gap instantly flying. Simple break of structure retest. This setup kind of happens every single week when all-time high plays out. So it's a no-brainer for me to enter. I entered 39.6, so on the break of this high, obviously stop loss at this low, and my TP was 77.2. Now let me tell you guys why it's 77.2, because it is Asia high. All-time high. On CFD charts, it's a bit different, and on future charts, it's a bit different. But to simply clarify this trade, right? If we actually look at this trade, first of all, we went into this demand on Friday from that push down, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is Friday. Obviously, that was post CPI or NFP. I don't remember. I made a lot of money in NFP though. I made a lot of fucking money in NFP. Also another 30 grand. But we went back into the demand. We retested that demand. And with this, we broke structure, right? With that gap open. Obviously, we couldn't enter before the gap open, but that was my idea. I still wanted to enter longs because it was a nice continuation. But from here on, it's simple. Break of structure into the demand, retest, break the previous high, and simply go and also break the previous supply, which was this one, right? This was the previous supply that had that rejection post NFP. Right, so that was a good setup, and it was pretty clean and simple. It went quite fast, and I did put in a scale in here as well. You guys can see 46.6. So it's a simple retest to my demand, right? I can mark it out like this. Simple retest to this demand. Once that broke structure, I simple entered, trailed my stop here, and then obviously this became risk free, and then we have that. So that is that. That's simply the trade. Very simple, very easy. You guys know I trade very easy. So that's absolutely beautiful. You guys can see that. Now let me go to Top Step. You guys can see my balance is $64,000. It's kind of crazy. Even when I have to talk about it, I kind of it kind of is crazy. Now let me go to the chart executions. Now let me go to the dashboard, right, of TopStep itself and show you guys that this is legitimately a live account and how far I came on this live account. So if I go to my TopStep dashboard, and I will show you guys right here, 14 winning days, 4 winning days since last payout. So tomorrow I have my payout, which is on Asia session. I have my payout. I will be requesting like $32,000. My last payout just got processed, by the way. You guys can see all my payouts by the way, but this my last payout just got processed. So yeah, this is my account. You guys can see. I mean, you can't really see the equity curve, but that doesn't really matter. So let me break. Firstly, actually, let me look at gold. Did I take anything on gold? I did, right? I did. This is what I took on gold. Actually, this is what I took on gold. Now let me break that trade down as well for you guys. This is okay, but that was on GC. I took this trade on GC, not MGC. It's the same pair, but because I'm limited to 15 contracts on this account, I sometimes go to GC because you're limited 15 minis, if I'm not mistaken, but micros are also 15, so you might as well trade micros, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I think minis are the one that are bigger. Well, GC is normal gold and then MGC's micro or mini. I don't really remember. I don't fucking care. Whatever it is, isn't it? But this was simple setup. If you really think about it, I also broke this trade down to my student, which I was doing a one-on-one session with. Simple trade, right? We had this break of structure. Obviously, this is also a break of structure. We had this retest towards the supply. Obviously, this isn't the supply, but this rejection had a lot of people thinking, okay, this might be the top. We might go down, whatever. Obviously not, but you know, price did that. It gave a 15-minute chalk flip, break of structure. It gave everything you needed, right? It even gave a blowjob, a backflip, whatever you needed. It had it. And then we had a significant fast drop, like a pretty fast drop. You know, like within 15 minutes we dropped over 300 pips, maybe even more, maybe close to 400, right? And we had a lot of areas of liquidity. This was liquidity. Then we had people early buying. Let me give you guys an example. This is early buying here, early buying here, early buying here. So let's say two good scenarios where people were early buying, obviously, because you had some demand zones, right? You had demand zone here after taking this liquidity and that liquidity on that demand. So there's some early buying there going on, obviously, right? Now, actually, I do have proof of this trade, so I can show you guys that as well, that I did actually enter this trade because I showed this to my students. Actually, a lot of my students were also in this trade, which is very, very good, very, very nice. You guys can see exactly right here. This is exactly gold. You can see it's literally the same thing. So my entry was a bit below this actually. So yeah. Now what is happening here, right? Now we come into this demand, right? This demand right here that I marked out. This was a 50-minute demand, right? We come into this demand. Actually, this is a big difference between futures and trading view. Whenever you're trading futures, always look at the futures chart. Never look at the trading view chart, because on futures it did take out this low, but on trading view it never took out this low. And that's because I noticed, because my cousin said it's a strong low, but I was like, bro, it swept this low. But he was looking at trading view. So you know, we had this liquidity sweep, then we had that break of structure, or you could even call this a break of structure after, or you could even enter on this retest here. Now I had a risky entry and I went a bit early. Actually, you know, this candle went open above this, but then it wicked down a little bit, I think. That's why I got that entry. Because I remember I remember watching on the 15-second chart, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember seeing that wick up and then it come down, I think, or something like that. But anyways, I got into the trade. It was chopping down for a little bit, but then I went to this high right here, obviously all-time high, which was 4.28R, which is a great trade. You know, very simple, very nice. But now that's two trades, right? So the first trade on gold on Alpha Futures made me $7,500 per account. That made me only $200 for this consistency. Actually, I can show it, I think. Like you can see, I went in with 3 contracts. I got out after 80 pips because I was just doing the consistency, right? Now looking at NQ, this is a 1 to 20 fucking, I don't know, risk to reward, yeah? I don't know. So you guys can see 738 was my first entry, right? and then 743 was my second entry. So let's say 741 is my average entry. My stop loss was this low. Now I'm gonna walk you guys through this trade because you can say flat look flex. What the fuck are you talking about? How did you enter like this and just have a Godzilla trade like this? How much R is this? This is only 11, but obviously I scaled it after, as you guys can see. I will show you guys as well. So first of all, what did we have on Nasdaq? Right, this was Asia high. Now let me remove these chart executions so you don't get confused. I will reopen them. But we were here on Nasdaq and market opened, it gapped up a little bit and instantly dropped, like instantly heavy dropping. Like you would think it's running for its life. Now it drops, significant drops, and then we come here, but we don't take out this low. But I was sleeping whilst this was all happening. Now I see we had this liquidity sweep. I see we have this flip. I'm like, we are bullish, right? We are bullish. Who's texting me? Oh, TopStep just sent me my money. Let me show you guys. Look, this is, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me try to focus. So whilst I'm recording this video, I just got paid $9,000 by TopStep. It's 32,000 dirhams, which is like $9,000 because it's 3.67. But look, whilst I'm recording this video, I'm getting paid. Like that's trading. That's the life and love about trading. I love trading, man. Fuck, I love TopStep. TopStep's gonna buy me my M5. Now, anyways, let me continue explaining this trade. So, you know, we had this break of structure. Then we had that quick retest. So what I was expecting here, I was in one contract on this, and my essential trade idea was entry like this. Stop was gonna be like this, right? Because I was expecting we might take out these lows and get these drops, but I was like, New York's about to open, and usually with what New York happens is we'll either have pre-market entry model for myself, or we'll just go, right? Or we'll just go from this. So either I'll get a very good entry or I'll just get a normal entry and we'll go. Now, once I saw that chalk, right? Once I saw this happen inside that demand, I was like, you know, let me just scale in. Like, let me just scale in. I did exactly that, right? I scaled the fuck in. So, I scaled at 743. I scaled a little bit early because I was like stock exchange when I opened. I was in with two contracts. So I was in with $800 risk. And actually you can see this. I can show you this. So I don't even have to say wallahi or some shit. So 1-1, right? So you can see it's two contracts, right? Now everything good and well. We start fucking pumping. My original TP is at this high, by the way. Asia high is right here for your reference. Or right here. Actually, it's right there, but I didn't know that. So anyways, what happens is, like, look, we come, we take out some highs, fake retracement, obviously, break of structure, make liquidity, right? From that liquidity, we take out this low, beautiful taken out. You pop into the demand, right? So what you have is you come into a demand, you take out these lows because we didn't break structure yet. So you take the actual break of structure. Beautiful. And then 914 is my scaling because we have a chalk, right? And from here I scale in 914. I trail my stop to this, and my TP is gonna be here, right? Now 1.4 R may seem ass, but considering I added 5 contracts, this added $7,000 to my trade, or $8,000, whilst risking 0. All I was risking, right? I was already up $4 grand or something for the day. So I was like, if I'm gonna trail my stop, yes, I'm gonna be risking these 2 contracts to be break even, and we may go back up because my original TP was $10,000. I was like, you know what? I'm willing to risk this. So now I have 7 contracts with an average entry of, I think was 869, right? And 869 to 988 with 7 contracts is $18,000 or some stuff like that. I don't exactly remember, but I think it averaged out to this. I'm trying to find if I ever sent the screenshot. I don't think so, actually. No, I didn't send a screenshot to someone, unfortunately. But this was the trade. So that's very, you guys can see -7 at 995. So actually it's here, my bad. 995. So in total, this is 11R and 1.61. It adds up to 26R because of the fact that I was only risking $800 with 2 contracts, and you can exactly see that here, 1, 2. So yeah, I don't know how to calculate the stop loss and how much dollar amount it will be, but I just know that I was risking $800. Someone who knows will probably know that is correct, right? I don't know exactly how to calculate the contract sizes. Now that's that trade, and that made me $18,000. Very amazing trade. I was on a call with my students. I was doing my one-on-one coaching, and I was in this trade. And I was showing them like, look, man's in a trade. Man's about to make 18K, and we're teaching still. So tomorrow I'll have that payout request. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you will see me withdraw $32,500 probably in a couple hours. I mean, it's 10:30 p.m. This video will be live within 30 minutes probably. Probably that was crazy English. Probably. So within 2 hours, you will see me request $32,000 from TopStep whilst receiving $9,000 live on my phone. That's aura. If that isn't aura, then I fuck knows what is. You know, fuck knows what is. So yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will be ripping those alpha futures accounts to some profits as well. You know, my idea, yeah, guys, I'm gonna be real. Look, if you look at the charts here, what I'm doing is I'm seeing gold. I'm fucking buying gold, yeah. No stop loss, full pour that shit. Now, I am obviously trolling. No financial advice at all. Don't listen to my advice. No, I'm trolling, but yeah, I do expect gold buys, I'll be real. Anyways, that was the video. If you guys want to learn exactly how the strategy goes and make money like me, then you should go to the link in the description. You'll have my absolutely magnificent, significant website. Hell, you'll have a free video there you can watch for free. It's like 15 minutes explaining my strategy and everything. If I'm not mistaken. No, I'm trolling. Obviously, that is. Or you can text me on Instagram. My Instagram is FlexTrades. Make sure to follow me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to see at least 100 likes on this video to keep me motivated to keep posting these daily. Besides the days that I'm obviously posting other videos. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Alligator, Criminator. I'm gonna buy an M5 competition, and no one's gonna stop me.